Welcome, Diecast Race fans. I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs.
And welcome to your DRN report. Now, as always, if you like these videos, not just on our channel, but any of the channels that we highlight, make sure you head over, like their video, comment and subscribe. It really helps everyone out.
Alright, just in the news, Indiana Diecast Racing is about to start their House Cup and they've got a car show of all of the entries and it's awesome. Go and check that one out. They'll be starting racing soon, but have a look at these vehicles. There's some real beauts in there.
Right, we're going to kick into drag racing, and first up we've got miniature car racing. So he was at it again with his 4 cars racing at a time with the lanes into the fat track finish line.
And if you're looking for just straight drag racing action, make sure you head over to my Hotwheels collection. Lots of good stuff there.
Tune Tracks Racing, I love this double curve track. So it's pretty much laned the whole way. Again, there's a small section of open track right at the end. Just adds a little spice to the racing. Really enjoy it.
And I very much enjoy Mr. Mom's Racing. I love this huge long track, I love all their camera angles, and this race series was really cool. I couldn't believe how quick this Beetle was. It just seemed to smoke that other car.
And another high quality drag racing track has to be Blue Lion Racing. Always put on a good show and have high quality drag racing action.
Then Hawkeye Hauler Diecast were doing some NASCARs on the Mario Kart Rainbow track, and then of course there's always daily racing over at Hot Wheels Calgary. Go and check that one out.
Main Street Racers had gone back to their traditional 6-lane drag racing, although they were just racing in 5 cars at a time, as opposed to the Carnage Corner that they've been running recently.
Norman Verne Racing had set up indoors, so it's not quite the big 50-foot monster, but still very entertaining and still quite a decently long track.
Extreme Diecast Racing. So we love this track because of these slow-mos after the finish line right here. So this caddy obviously left everybody behind, but then gets launched back into the finish gate. And check out the mod rod there as well, catching on the side and just getting catapulted. It's just awesome.
Then Scrapyard Diecast Racing, these guys took off backwards and the start gate almost took them out again, but just some entertaining drag racing on that track.
And sorry, we missed the start of Big Poppy's competition, but he's doing the long run at the moment. Go and check that one out. There is a ton of racing on his channel.
Over at Red Pill Racing, he was running a lot of old castings and seeing how they stood up in a quest for speed. And then Summers Raceway were doing a Halloween theme race. Check that out.
Alright, we're just going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Release your inner Frank with this classic Give It the Beans t-shirt available from chaoscanyonmerch.online.
Welcome back everyone. Let's have a quick look at the tournaments. So we're going to kick off with the JDM Rundown 2021 at Chaos Canyon. So in this particular race you had the orange RX-7 in second place, but look at that overtake there through Kahuna Corner by the grey Skyline. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I thought the RX-7 had it, but that Skyline just picked his line beautifully, didn't back off, and nice and clean overtake there. Great manoeuvre. Then over at Commotion Diecast, they've been really quiet because they've pulled the track down and been rebuilding. They did video a whole lot of footage before they did that, so they finally got around to posting that, and there was some great races, including that one where the dude slides across the finish line.
Some crazy action over at Top Driver during their tournament. The Charger going around the outside there, flips over, gets back on his wheels, and then flips over yet again as the other 3 managed to make it down to the finish line. And then Monster Motorsports had the finals of Scrappers Showdown, and there was some great racing action there as well, and some very tight racing in the finals. But it was a lot of fun to be part of it, even though we didn't manage to get anywhere, and looking forward to the next tournament, which is Copacabana, coming up very soon.
Diecast Dragger was out with his Most Wanted tournament, and check this out, the cop here and currently in second place trying to pull that pit manoeuvre on the AE86 Truino, but couldn't quite do it.
Alley Cat Racing, now this was great. This is Kit KM in his favourite Escort here in behind, but check this out, gets up the inside and then actually makes it all the way to the bottom of this track, which we know is super challenging.
Then the hatchbacks were racing still over at We Race Diecast, so this has been quite a big competition and the builders did a great job on a lot of those cars.
M&M had more of the Shelby day, so these are just beautiful GT40 Shelbys, absolutely stunning examples, and some good racing with lots of overtaking and tight battles there as well. If you haven't seen that series, go and check that one out.
There was more great van racing action over at Hot Car Track for Vantastic, And I love this van that's out in front. It's quite futuristic with the long sloping nose. It's not a shape you see on a lot of vans. They always tend to be quite square.
Then over to Beaverworks. So they've been doing Stone Road and the Rock Drop Jump and a few others recently, but they were back on track, and I love this one. This dude pulls a full Lily the dog and slides across the finish line for the win.
Oh, that was so good. War on I-4's huge big tournament was back again, and I love this spread out start gate that they've built. It's just awesome, and I love the fact that even though it's laned all the way, there's enough room there for drivers to spin around and overtake. It's really cool.
There was more of the Piston Cup action over at Next Gen, and this particular race there was a little bit more spinning and carnage than normal, with one car getting hooked up on the inside track and hitting that barrier there, but 3 cars did manage to make it.
Then we head over to El Jefe for Guingallo, and I really love this track. And this particular race, you've got Monster Motorsports leading the way down the track and managed to win this race, even though he was challenged quite hard from the second place driver.
Campbell Creek Run were doing their heavy hitters, and I don't know if you noticed it, but their start gate has a car strapped to it now. I don't know if there's a significance to that, but that's quite cool.
There was a bit more action over at Rick's Diecast Racing on the twisty turny track here.
Zelda Diecast's Olympic tournament was carrying on, and they go head to head through this laned track all the way, and this particular race you've got Team Malaysia out in front picking up the win with a very nice drive.
It was time for the Tournament of Champions over at Diecast Dude Racing, and I thought this food truck did really well. He's out of the gate quick, gets overtaken down that straight, and then tried to fight back but couldn't quite do it. But you see them battle all the way to the finish line with both drivers using all of the track.
And then over at Digital Diecast Racing on their short track, there was more frantic action there to watch as well.
Over at the Den, there was a really interesting Formula versus IndyCar race. So a lot of exciting action here as these cars went head to head, pitting the different styles against each other.
There was some fun racing over at Plays Diecast Racing. We're really looking forward to getting onto this track. We've got a couple of cars heading over for his Aces tournament, which is coming up soon, so we're looking forward to that. But this track is really cool. It's a Kmart version of the Crash Races track, so it's available in the Southern Hemisphere. I don't think anyone in the Northern Hemisphere gets this one. Alright, moving into street racing. King of the Mountain over at 3D Botmaker. This particular race was awesome. So there was quite a bit of spinning and a bit of carnage here, but check out this. This tiny little Fiat here gets around both drivers out of nowhere to take the win.
Yeah, that was absolutely superb bit of driving. Up the inside here, then looked like it was going to go around the outside, realised that was closed off, cuts back to the inside and gets around nice and clean for a beautiful win. Then 164 Underground Diecast Racing. I really like how they start their head-to-head races with one behind the other. It's quite unique and just adds a different flavour to the racing.
There was more high-quality racing action over at EP Videos with their Fast and Furious tournament. So these guys have quite a different system to everyone else in the way they run their points, and I really like that. I'm also really curious about the pink parts to his corners there. If that's custom built to stop the cars sliding off the inside. Either way, it's very cool.
Alright, special events. First up, we've got the Turf Wars over at Live Young Diecast. So this is between Live Young and Monster Motorsports. So these guys have agreed on car types. And that one there, you see Monster Motorsport was well out in front, decided to do a handbrake 360, and ended up losing the race.
Something a bit different from the team over at Gravity Track Grand Prix. They were outside drag racing a duck, a donut, and I believe that was a taco car as well. So quite interesting and a lot of fun. Head over and check those guys out.
Now, speaking of fun, Sonora Diecast, you know it's going to be crazy with them. And as always, just carnage aplenty. Cars flying everywhere. The Lego characters were getting flung out of the vehicles. It was just so much fun.
Now, DRC started up their treadmill race as well. So something a little bit different for them. And if you haven't seen that competition, head over and check it out. It's not just about last vehicle on the track. They have to be in the safe zone when the race finishes.
Then we head over to Flat Rabbit Racing for monster trucks, and this was great. I love this Halloween themed track. It's just so awesome. And then they come down and they have to hit the big jump, get the skulls or the pumpkin, and then cross the finish line first.
Yeah, Flat Rabbit do some awesome stuff, and I love that they build all these random small tracks for all these different events. It's really cool.
Oh, absolutely, mate. That's why we love Flat Rabbit.
More Demolition Derby action over at 3D Botmaker. And there was a little bit of controversy with some of the fans over this one. You'll see one of the red cars hits tyres straight as he comes out of the gate there and flips over.
And Brunhilde Hills had more of their monster truck series on this crazy flip-off track. And then I love this one from Junkyard Joust. This motorcyclist here just getting punted straight off the back of his bike after he got nailed by that station wagon.
Oh man, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, but wasn't it cool to watch?
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. And then Rust Belt Racing were back after a bit of a hiatus on YouTube doing a tank race. So it's the March of the Tanks, and there was some quite interesting racing on this short little course. All right, into Track Spy. First up, we've got Extreme Treadmill Racing. So they say it's chaotic at the canyon, but check this out. See how many cars just fell off the back of the treadmill right at the start.
Yeah, quite a lot get pushed right off there, but then those 5 held on for quite a while. DJ TrippleJ over at Power Drive Racing, one of the real nice guys in Diecast Racing. He's helped out a lot of people. He's sent cars as gifts to a lot of people. He's got his track running. Definitely go and check that one out. It's a monster big outdoor track.
And finally in Track Spy tonight, we've got Shark 56, which is the channel name. So these guys have just finished their track, just started releasing videos. I think it's definitely one you're going to want to keep an eye on. It looks like quite an interesting track to race on. Alright, replays of the week. We're going to kick off with Canyon, and part of the JDM tournament we let some of the Toyota drivers loose, and that van driver there just got right up on 2 wheels, and then here this Hilux driver pulling a hey damn almost goes off track and then parks himself on the back of the truck. Unfortunately couldn't get all the way through like hey damn did and get back on the track.
Yeah, it was funny though that he parked up where he'd been watching all that racing from, so maybe he just had enough of racing and wanted to sit it out. Then this awesome race from Monster Motorsports, there was just so much banging and crashing and overtaking and down to such an incredibly close finish. You'll see it a bit better in the replay. So you've got the car challenging from second to first there, but then the guy in third is also pushing through. He manages to get around into second and then keeps pushing hard and undertakes there through the final corner in the Kaiju's lair and takes the win. But man, that was a close finish.
That was a great race and an awesome finish. And then this one here from Flat Rabbit, talk about a sudden stop. Man, he just hits the tree and then falls down into the lava river.
That guy's so lucky he didn't totally roast his nuts there.
If you haven't been over to Redline Derby Racing, make sure you head over there. They have got places for you to send your cars in for mail-in races. If you're holding a mail-in race and you're wanting drivers, that's the place to post it. If you're building a track and you're looking for advice, or you're building cars looking for advice, or you're just wanting to show off, make sure you head over there. And if you want to be part of these reports, head over to redlinederby.com/go/DSPN weekly. There's a link in the description. Just post a link to your YouTube channel in there. You only need to do it once and we'll take it from there. We'll check it every week. Alright, that's enough from us tonight. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Goobs. We look forward to seeing you next time.